Well, U.S. has joined the war against Iran. President Donald Trump announced that the U.S. military carried out attacks on 3 Iranian nuclear sites. Let's first take a look at all the latest developments coming in at this hour. Iran's armed forces say they targeted multiple sites in Israel, including Ben Gurion Airport, after U.S. attacks on key nuclear sites. At least 23 people have been injured after waves of Iranian missiles targeted Israel. Several buildings were heavily damaged in the Ramat Aviv area in Tel Aviv, with holes torn in the facades of apartment blocks. In Haifa, a public square in a residential area of Haifa was left strewn with rubble, and surrounding shops and homes have been heavily damaged. Now, 2 waves of missiles were launched at Israel from Iran. The sirens rang across the country, with air defenses activated shortly afterwards, causing loud explosions heard in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. This comes after President Donald Trump addressed the nation from the White House after the U.S. military struck 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including the crucial underground uranium enrichment facility at Fordo. Now, Trump said that objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat. Calling the strikes a complete success, Trump claimed that the sites were totally obliterated.
Tonight, I can report to the world the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before, and we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days.
Now, earlier in a Truth Social post, President Trump said a fully payload of bombs were dropped on Fordo. The announcement came just 2 days after he had apparently opened a 2-week window for diplomacy. Now, Trump said that Natanz and Isfahan nuclear facilities were also targeted. Trump added that all planes safely are on their way home. Now, multiple reports claimed that B-2 bombers, which carried the so-called bunker buster bombs, were used in the attack. Now, Trump reportedly told Fox News that U.S. dropped 6 bunker buster bombs in the strikes on Fordo. It also reported that U.S. used 30 Tomahawk missiles on other Iranian nuclear sites. And talking to Reuters, Trump claimed that the strikes were an amazing success. Iranian media reports confirmed that part of the Fordo facility, as well as the Isfahan and Natanz nuclear sites, were attacked. However, the state broadcaster IRIB claimed that the sites, along with their enriched uranium stockpiles, were evacuated beforehand. Now, top Iranian officials claim that Fordo did not suffer any major damage due to American strikes. Now, Israel has closed its airspace after the U.S. attack on Iranian facilities. The IDF's Home Front Command also updated its civilian guidelines, announcing that all schools across the country are being closed, all gatherings have been banned, and only essential businesses are allowed to operate. Now, White House officials said that U.S. had given Israel a heads up before conducting these strikes. The U.S. official also said that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke to President Trump after the strikes.